Chapter 45. The Dead Robots. The gosling floated on the breeze beside his mother as she climbed down the cliffside. Down they went, past ledges and seagulls and tough little trees, until they were standing on the rocky shore and the cliffs looming behind them. The gravesite had changed. Rosie's crate was gone, lost to weather or waves. Some of the robot parts were gone too. Other parts were gritty with sand or were tangled in seaweed or were inhabited by small scuttling creatures. One smashed torso still had a head and legs attached. Ros and Brightbill huddled around the corpse and studied the mess of tubes spilling out. "This thing used to look like you," said Brightbill. "Yes, we are the same type of robot," said Ros. "And now this robot is dead." "In a way." "Will you ever die, Mama?" "I think so." "Will I die?" "All living things die eventually." The gosling's face scrunched with worry. "Brightbill, you are going to live a long and happy life." Ros laid a hand on her son's back. "You should not worry about death." The gosling's face relaxed and then he pointed to a small round shape on the back of the dead robot's head. "What's that?" he said. Ros leaned in closer. "That is a button, which is a knob on a piece of machinery that can be pressed to operate it." Brightbill began pressing the button. Click, click, click. "Nothing's happening," he said. "Probably because the robot is dead." Click, click, click. "Mama, do you have a button?" Brightbill watched as his mother's head turned all the way round and a small button came into view. "You've got one," he said. "I never noticed it before." "Neither did I," said the robot. The gosling giggled. "Oh, Mama, you have so much to learn about yourself." Ros reached for the button on her head, but her hand automatically stopped before she could touch it. She tried with her other hand, but it automatically stopped as well. "It seems I cannot press the button," she said. "Would you like to try?" "What will happen?" "I think that I will shut down, but I think you could simply press the button again to restart me." "You think?" squawked Brightbill. "What if you're wrong? What if you wake up different? What if you never wake up, Mama? I don't want to shut you down." Ros turned her head back around and saw that Brightbill's face was once again scrunched with worry. She knelt beside him and said, "Of course you do not have to shut me down. I am sorry if I scared you. Are you okay?" "I'm okay." Brightbill sniffed and wiped his eyes, and then he heard splashing. Otters were playing in the ocean. He'd never seen otters before. He stared as they swam and dove and sloshed around with one another. They seemed to be having a ridiculous amount of fun, and suddenly the gosling was smiling again. "Hello, my name is Brightbill," he shouted over the waves, "and this is my mama. Her name is Ros." The last time those otters had seen Ros, they had thought she was some kind of monster. But since then they'd heard that she was remarkably friendly and that she'd even adopted an orphaned gosling. And so the otters smiled at Ros and Brightbill. Then they swam straight over and splashed into the rocks. "Hello there," said the biggest of her. "Nice to meet you both. Actually, Ros, we've met once before, but you might not remember me. My name's Shelley." "I do remember you," said the robot, "but I am glad to learn your name, Shelley." "You know each other," said the gosling. "Those otters were the first animals I ever met," said Ros. "They were also the first animals who ever ran away from me." "Yeah, sorry about that," said Shelley as the other otters sniffed the robot's legs. "You know, Brightbill, when we first saw your mum, she was packed in a box and surrounded by soft, squishy stuff." Brightbill's brow furrowed. You wouldn't believe how small she looked, all folded up in there. Brightbill's nose sniffled. We thought she was dead, but when we reached into the box, she came to life and climbed out, looking like a sparkling monster. Brightbill's eyes welled up with tears, and then he felt his mother scoop him into her arms. Are you okay? She whispered in his ear. I think I've learned enough about robots for today, he whispered back. I am sorry, Otters, said Roz, but we really must be going. Oh, I hope I didn't upset the little guy, said Shelley. I thought he'd like to hear how we first met. Brightbill will be fine, said Roz, using a friendly voice, but we've had a very busy day and we should go home. It was nice to see you again. Goodbye. Roz turned, and with her long stride she carried her son away from the gravesite and over to the base of the sea cliffs. Would you like to sit on my shoulder as I climb? Said the robot. I feel like flying, said the gosling. I'll meet you at the top. Brightbill flapped his wings and disappeared into the sky. Roz began scaling the wall. Up she went, expertly negotiating rocky columns and ledges until she hoisted herself onto the cliff top, where two young bears were waiting.